Hello Gemini, this is EJ with your reading from August 18th to the 24th, 2025. And we start out with the Death card. This is Scorpio energy. And the Death card is about change and transformation and just letting go, right? Letting go and allowing the change and transformation to come into your life or into your situation. It's a transition of what you need, right? It's what you need to begin a new beginning in the future. So I feel like with the Death card, it brings a lot of release, right? A lot of release from hurt and pain and disappointment and just the past in general. It just kind of puts it to rest. And it allows this new beginning, whether it's in relationships or opportunities or, whatever it might be for you, maybe a change of home, because I do see a transformation in your living situation as well, a change in your career or your position, something that will allow you to go into something, allow you to do something long term, something that you're really interested in. And this could even very well be you creating your business, right? Something that you've been working on, but you change something. And with that change, it leads you into the future of something that's more sustainable. But let's go ahead. Spirit, what else do we have for Gemini? August 18th to the 24th, 2025. What else does Gemini need to know? So great change and letting go of things is exactly what you need in order for you to move forward into something or somewhere better. Now we have the Ace of Cups, and I talked about release and allowing things to come in. And with the Ace of Cups, Ace is about a new beginning, but this is about a new beginning, a new emotional beginning, right? The beginning of something different, something new. With this Ace of Cups, this is about maybe having some good financial contracts come in, or a promotion or a career change that is something that you really wanted to do. And it is just the beginning of something great. It's the beginning of something amazing that's going to transform in your life, where you are going to be more happy, where you are going to feel more fulfilled than you do today. In your current situation. And so this could be in whatever area in your life, but this change is definitely going to allow you to move into the future more happy and more at peace and more welcoming to change and transition into new things, right? So transitioning to new things. The next card we have is the Six of Swords. Yeah, see, it's leading you. The Death card is definitely leading you away from stress, from trauma, from drama, from all of the things, right? The ups and downs of life here. And it's moving you towards something where it's going to be a little bit more smooth sailing. Not to say that you're not going to have challenges, because everyone has challenges no matter what. It's how you deal with those challenges, right? It's how you embrace the transition and how you move forward with that. Now, some of us could just break down and not move forward, and others of us can just be like, yeah, let's do it. Now, again, I see there is going to be a change of scenery for you, Gemini. So, whatever that's going to look like, whether it's a different job or a different location or a different house or a different situation, there is a change of location here. So, and it is a really, it's a physical move. Okay. So, and I feel like Spirit, God, Universe is definitely guiding you, especially because we started with the Death card, right? All about change and transition and releasing you and moving you out of a situation that just bombards you down and keeps you held, like that Eight of Swords kind of energy. And then Spirit's like, well, let me just help you out here. I know change is scary, and sometimes we resist it. But Spirit's like, let me offer you something that's going to be emotionally fulfilling, and something that's going to bring a lot of excitement, and something that's going to lead you to a better future. Okay, so I do see that you are being led towards a better future, and it's definitely going to improve your situation overall. And however that might be, you guys. So this is a general reading, and you have to apply it to your situation how you see fit. Don't force the message. If it fits, it fits. All right, Spirit, what else for Gemini? The Hierophant, Taurus energy here. It's about having faith, right? It's about having faith and believing that your situation can turn around. And again, this could also be with your employer, with the company that you work for, because the Hierophant does represent, you know, institutions, big corporations, and what have you. So this is also about a change in that matter, right? Something that will definitely advance you into the next level of your career, or maybe a higher paying job, something that, you know, is going to definitely make a difference, because we do have it with the Six of Swords. But I also feel like it's all about you having to have faith, right? And believing that your situation can and will improve, as long as you embrace the change and you release and let go of the thing, that very thing that's making you feel stuck or making you feel afraid, and whatever it might be. But you also have to do what is right for you. And again, just know that you're being blessed through this journey and through this change and transition, because I feel like whatever you might be going through, it's definitely going to lead you to something different. And there's going to be like major decisions you're going to have to make. But you're going to have to really trust your intuition when it comes to that. Trust your intuition, and believe that whatever it is that you might be going through, you might be faced with, if you haven't already gone through this. Because I feel like there's a lot of Geminis that are in different stages, right? We're all in different stages in our life, and some of us already, already are going through the transition and the change, and others of us have not. So, but it is coming, it is coming towards you. And I feel like with this, it's definitely going to guide you to a better place, a better situation. Okay. Now we do have the Ace of Swords. Funny enough that we have another ace there. And the Ace of Swords is about, having a fresh start, or really seeing the truth, the facts of your situation, and gaining clarity, right? And then allowing you to come up with ideas and plans for this new beginning. But there's a new beginning by separation for some of you. So it could be that you get let go of your job, or you decide to leave, or you decide to ex the boyfriend or the girlfriend, and you're just like, they're toxic, I don't want to be around them, and you leave that, right? And with that brings more change. And it brings that a new beginning. But I feel like you are going to start to see exactly what it is that you need to do, and you're going to create this new plan, and I feel like you're going to carry it out very successfully. So I really feel here, Gemini, that with this, again, because we have the Death, the Ace of Cups, and the Ace of Swords, it's going to be really exciting for you. It's going to be an exciting time for you to go through this transition and change. And I just feel like it's almost like a victory, right? It's like a dream, but you're going to have some decisions, and with those decisions, you're going to be very clear about what it is that you want, and it leads you to a really good path of success. I do feel like it is going to lead you to something that is going to be more than you expected. Okay. All right, Spirit. What else for Gemini? What else for Gemini? What else for Gemini, please? What else for Gemini? What else for Gemini, Spirit? What else for Gemini? Let me go ahead and shuffle, because about a quarter of the deck just flew out. So let's go ahead and shuffle. Alright. What else for Gemini, please? What else? Wow. The Ace of Pentacles. Look at this, you guys. This is crazy. We have 3 aces. And all of this is amazing because of how it's laying out, if you see. And again, the Ace of Pentacles is, again, it's an offer. It's a financial offer here that you're not going to say no to. This is all about, again, I do feel for some of you it has to do with your job or how you make your money, but I feel like this is definitely going to bring, it's definitely going to move you in a different bracket, if you will. Again, there's some good financial news after a time of, I don't know how I'm going to pay my bills. There's something coming in for you. I do feel maybe a new job, or maybe your business picks up. but there is a lot of money and success that is coming through with this reading so far, with the cards that are here. And again, the Ace of Pentacles is a new financial offer, maybe financial reward from your hard work, and it also gives you a clarity about your life purpose and goals and the direction you're going to go in. But there is something new. I do see good fortune, and I do see abundance here. I do see that it's going to allow you to move into something very stable. But this is a change though, okay? So there is some kind of change that you're going to have to do. Maybe it's a relocation, but there is a change of scenery. So not necessarily a relocation for all of you, but for some of you, others of you, it just could be that you're changing jobs. So, you know, changing companies, especially because we have the Hierophant right here, and that's all about, you know, large institutes. And I feel like that could be part of it right there. All right, Spirit, what else? Let me grab this one card that fell, and it was face down, so we're going to go ahead and do a quick shuffle. All right, Spirit, what else for Gemini? What else for Gemini, please? What else? Okay, these are, let me just do another shuffle because I don't know, the Spirit is trying to say everything at once, but there's too many cards. Like, we'll be here till tomorrow. All right, Spirit, what does Gemini need to know, please? Okay. We have the Empress, growth, prosperity, abundance, and that is the center of your reading. So I like that it's there, and it's saying that whatever, you know, with the center of the reading, it definitely talks about the surrounding cards, right? And it does talk about happiness and prosperity and abundance and just leading you up to something different and better. And so here I see that that's definitely what's going to, that's what's going to transpire, okay? Once you transition, once this change hits in, and what it's definitely going to push you in another direction. And I feel like everything is going to work out in the way that it should. And I feel like there's new things coming your way. Things are coming to fruition. And I do see a change of career here. And I do see a lot of abundance and prosperity, and just new opportunities as well for you. And opportunities can mean anything. It means different things for for different people. But definitely, you know, with this Empress, it's a life is abundant, right? Life is joyful, especially because we have the Ace of Cups here. It's joyful, it's happy, it's leading you to have more stability, and you're more productive. Give me 1 sec, I gotta take a quick drink. It's gonna lead you a time of being more productive in your. You're just gonna feel more energetic and more positive and more motivated to move towards what it is that you want. But I do feel like money is flowing in for you, okay? I do see things are moving you into a time of harmony and a time of peace and happiness, and not having to just you know, barely scrape by here. Wonderful. All right, Spirit, what else for Gemini? We have the Knight of Pentacles, and we have the Nine of Cups. Amazing. Did I not tell you you're going to be very joyful and happy? And the Nine of Cups is that. It's someone who's very excited to share things. His confidence level is up. You know, his motivation is up. He's just very excited because all of what he wanted is coming to fruition, right? All of the things that he really wanted, it is now starting to happen. It's starting to take place. The Knight of Pentacles, Virgo, Capricorn, or Taurus, it was a slow process, you know, in getting to this point. Could have been for some of you 9 years, but it does talk about it being slow, but being in the long term, it's going to last long, right? It's not something that's just going to be very short term. This is a long term thing. But I do feel like you're going to move into a more sensible, more stable place or situation. And again, things are definitely turning around for you in such a way that you're going to be speechless. And for Geminis to be speechless, it takes a lot. I just feel like your consistency and your efforts are definitely going to start to allow those things to come to fruition, right? It finally happens for you. And I just feel like you're trusting the process, right? And again, that death card is all about letting go of fear and all of those things, right? So you're trusting the process, especially with the Hierophant. You're having faith and believing that things will and can and will turn around for you in a very big way. But again, things are going to start to unfold in such a beautiful way where you're going to have clarity and a fresh start and be happy and have stability and just, you know, have a solid foundation to stand on, and you're not going to have to worry, because this is definitely, it's a change that's going to be long lasting. It's not something that's just going to be for 3 months or 6 months. It's long lasting. All right, let me get one more card for Gemini. Spirit, let's get one more card. Let's get one more card, please, for Gemini. I feel like it's been a challenge for a lot of Geminis to get to this point, right? You know, whether it was interviews that didn't go well, no job opportunities, maybe you applied to thousands of jobs and nothing happened, or maybe you worked so many hours on your business and it's barely hanging on by a string, and then all of a sudden things, you know, start to turn around for you, or even in a relationship or whatever it might be. I just feel like there's going to be a big turnaround for you, a big turnaround. All right, Spirit, one more card, please, for Gemini. One more card for Gemini, please. And I just feel like a period of you not knowing and the uncertainty and, you know, the disappointments, those times have really knocked you down. And I feel like that now you're going to be lifted so high, you're not even going to remember those times. That's how amazing your life is about to turn. Wow. Spirit, what else? We get one more card for Gemini. If we don't get one more, oh, here we go. We got the Magician. So the Magician is you, you know, looking at what you have and how you can make things happen for you, right? Putting in all the work and being very confident about what you're doing and how you're getting things done, using what you have in front of you, okay? And I feel like you're just taking action and you're building this business, or you're creating this plan, and know that you're being blessed. Like that, whatever it is that you're putting your hand to is a blessing, and it comes into fruition. And things are just starting to happen for you now after a long period of just, you know, being in the desert and being dead, right? Because there's nothing there. There's no water. You can't nourish yourself. You can't grow a plant there. You can't live. So after being in the desert and just feeling like nothing is happening, things start to turn around, and you start to see water, and you start to see the sun, and you start to see the grass, and all of those things just start to look better for you. But I do feel like you're being, you know, someone really finds you inspirational, and I do see that there's going to be money flowing in. I do see there's going to be an offer of a different position, but also I feel like you're making things happen, like you're being productive and you're making things happen for yourself rather than sitting around and waiting for something to happen for you, right? Sometimes we do have to just step out in faith, and I feel like that's exactly what you're doing here, is you're stepping out in faith, and then with that faith, that confidence, it's bringing in the abundance. The manifestation is happening here. All right, let's go ahead and clarify. Divine Universe, Holy Spirit, and Guardian Angels, please clarify this reading for the zodiac sign of Gemini, August 18th to the 24th of 2025. I really do love that, you know, you're going to step out and allow things to happen for you in such a good way. I mean, it just feels so good. I mean, it feels so exciting. It feels very positive. Like the energy that's pulling from these cards, it just feels, I don't really have the words, but it feels amazing, because I feel like we all need this, right? I feel like all Geminis need this to happen, like ASAP, right? All right, let's clarify the Empress. The Empress could be that, you know, you could be birthing and giving birth to someone. So if you're trying to have a child, there it is, and it's been a process for you. But others of us, I don't feel like that's it. I feel more so that things are about to change in your life in such a big way, and you're stepping out in faith, and you're making those things happen, okay? All right, Spirit, the Empress. Let's get clarity on this Empress for Gemini. Let me get clarity on this Empress for Gemini. Can we get clarity on the Empress, please, for Gemini? Can we get Empress? Okay. We have the Queen of Wands, and that is the Leo. Okay, that is Leo, Aries, or Sagittarius. You guys, it's been a long day. I work a regular 8 to 5 job, and I just got off and thought I need to get this reading done. So yeah, forgive me. Queen of Wands, it's Leo, Aries, or Sagittarius. It's about your independence and confidence, the confidence that you have to be able to go out into the world and take charge, right? And make things happen with this Queen of Wands. And that's kind of what I feel like you're doing, because you're having that confidence, and because you embrace that, right? Because you embrace what it is that you want, and you're very focused at getting those things done, you're starting to manifest, and things are starting to come to reality there. Okay, so I just feel like with this Queen of Wands is that you're very confident and very focused, and you're very courageous, and you're like, I need to take action. And whether it's in a relationship, a business, a job, your life, and just in general, right? You're like, I need to make this happen, and I need things to start to fall into place in the way that they should, and the only way they're going to do it is if I focus on that, right, and make things happen. Because I see you very busy, right? Especially because if you look, the Magician's under the Empress, and the Magician's all about let's go, let's get it done, let's make it happen. And the Empress is like, okay, let's manifest this, let's bring it into prosperity, and let's give the abundance here, let's blossom, right? So I feel like that's exactly what's going on here, is that especially with that Queen of Wands, is that you're very focused, and that you're having that courage to embrace this change and to make it happen. Especially because Spirit is like, no, I need you to realize change and transition is good for you, and you need to embrace it to get out of the funk that you're in and move towards something better. And you can't do that if you're not doing what you need to do. I can't bless you, and I can't make your wish come true and make things happen if you don't make things happen, right? So wow, very powerful, the Death card. And I feel like in every reading we're getting the Death card, and it is a time of change, it is a time of transition. And I feel like a lot of you are reflecting and figuring out and seeing exactly, right, because the Ace of Swords is there. You're seeing exactly what needs to happen. You're like, this is you're like, I never realized this, or I did, and I suppressed it. I didn't see, I didn't feel like I could change it, or whatever it might be. And the clarity comes to you, and it's just like, okay, I see what I gotta do now, and now let me just make it happen. And as you trust this change and transition and process, Spirit is like, let me give you a wish. Let me give you something happy. Let me overflow you with joy, so that you don't think about what you let go of, right? So you don't think about what you left behind, or what you cut out in your life that just wasn't good for you. And let me move you to something great, so that you can be happy, right? So you don't remember this, so you can let it go 100% and not look back, and move towards what your wishes are, right? What makes you fulfilled, what makes you happy. Wow, that's powerful. All right, Spirit, let's talk about the Death card for Gemini. Let's talk about this Death card for Gemini. Let's talk about this Death card for Gemini, please. What is this all about? What is this Death card all about for Gemini? What is this Death card all about for Gemini, please? The Lover's card. Look at that. Because Gemini, you are going to go through this change and transition, because it's there, right? You are clarifying, or I should say we, if you're new here, welcome. I am a double Gemini as well, my sun and rising. But here it is, the Lover's card is about, you're going to have to make some decisions, right? You're going to have to make some decisions here. What is it that you want? Do you want to just be comfort where you are, comfortable? Because sometimes we get complacent where we're at, because we just, day in and day out, we live it, right? And it's like, no matter what before, no matter what you didn't change. that's how you saw it. But clarity kicks in here, and Spirit is like, Gemini, I need you to figure out what it is that you want, so we can move you forward with this transition, because that Six of Swords is there. And that's the only way that can happen, right? We need you to realize what is it that you need to let go so that you can move forward. And then I feel like you're going to be feeling a lot more positive and more confident. And, you know, you are trying to make that decision about what path to take. And sometimes it's hard to make that decision, especially if your current situation doesn't look any better, right? Like if your current situation is like, I only have 2 pennies to my name. I can't move. I can't do anything. So how can I make a decision, especially if you're trying to leave someone or leave a job and go out on your own? You're like, I can't. If I only have 2 pennies, how am I supposed to do that, right? The Spirit has said, have faith and believe that you can, and things will change for you. Just start putting things into motion as if you're already, you know, look, like, if you're trying to find a different job, look at jobs, apply to jobs. And Spirit says your work will be rewarded. Wow. All right, Spirit, can we talk about this Six of Swords, please? What is the Six of Swords all about for Gemini? What is the Six of Swords about for Gemini? What is the Six of Swords about for Gemini, please? What is the Six of Swords about for Gemini? Can we get some insight on that, please? Can we get some insight on the Six of Swords? Whoa! Okay, hold on, you guys. Like half the deck just flew out of my arms. Ooh-wee. Okay. Well, let me go ahead and do a quick shuffle. All right. Six of Swords for Gemini, please. Spirit, what is this all about? What is this all about? We have the Five of Wands. And the Five of Wands, you know, I feel like with the Five of Wands and the Six, because the Six of Swords, again, we're leaving something, right? We're moving somewhere. We're moving forward with something, right? And then with the Five of Wands, it talks about, you know, almost like you're being tested for and preparing you for your future, right? So I feel like this is preparing you for your future with the Five of Wands. It's like you need to get in the boat, but you're being tested, right? So you know, meaning that how much faith do you have? Do you believe that your situation can get better, right? Will you get in that boat and trust the process? And then look at this, the Ace of Cups. Because the Ace, now we have it twice. The Ace of Cups is all about an offer that's, you know, emotionally fulfilling. A new offer here with that Ace of Cups. A new beginning that makes you excited, you know, to move towards whatever it is that you're going to. It's an overflow of joy and happiness and a new beginning, new relationships, you know, all of those things that just start to work out in such a beautiful way for you. Let's talk about the Hierophant. What is this Hierophant all about, please? What is this Hierophant all about for Gemini? What is this all about, please? This Hierophant. Eight of Swords. And I mentioned the Eight of Swords earlier. And I feel like, again, you may not see what's ahead of you, but have faith and know that things are about to change. Because I feel like you feel, or I should say we feel, that our situation's not going to change, right? How can it? We can't see it. We feel stuck in a relationship, in a job, in a situation, or you fear that things are you know, like, it's just like, you're going to overcome this, okay? You're going to overcome this, and you're going to make a difficult decision. You're going to make decisions here when the change comes in, and then you're going to be like, well, should I just do this, right? Well, 8, even though this is the 8 of Swords, the 8 is progress. And here it is. If you step out in faith, it brings you progress and you're no longer bound, right? But you have to step out in faith. You have to. And then we have the Queen of Pentacles, a Virgo, Capricorn, or a Taurus. And with this Queen of Pentacles, this talks about, you know, stepping out and being level-headed about this, and moves you into a time where you're going to have a lot of wealth, where you're going to have the material gains that you need, right? And you're going to, you are definitely supported, but you need to step out in faith and not feel afraid of something new and different, which I don't feel Geminis are. Sometimes we can be because we're overthinkers, but I feel that you're going to do it. Here it is. Oh, what about this 9 of Cups for Gemini? What about this 9 of Cups for Gemini? So even though you might not see that, you might feel stuck and you're not seeing this change happen or whatever, but it's really your decision on what you do, right? With the Magician, what you do and how you move forward, and what you release and let go so that you can move into something better and having faith, right? So it's all about stepping out in faith, you guys. I really do feel like Spirit is saying, look, the only way you can get out of this is this, right? The only way you can make things happen, and the only way I can meet you halfway is if you start to make things happen. See what you have in front of you and then move in that direction, right? Just start where you're at, and start with what you have. So whether that is like maybe even decluttering, right? You start to get all that stuff out of your house, and the energy starts to shift and change, and you start to feel better. And or maybe it's about a brain dump. Maybe you need to write down all of those things that have been really hurtful down, and then just burn it up. So that way you're releasing, right? You're releasing, even if you do that. Or if it's a job, maybe looking for another job, or, changing something up that definitely brings this change in that's very, promising for you. Okay. I think I'm going to not do any more clarifications, and I feel like, because Spirit is saying, you know what, this is what it is, and that's it. I'm going to pull one more card, and that is the 8 of Cups, and look at that. If you really do want something, this is just a bonus card. If you really do want something better for your future and yourself in your life, then, you need to focus on that, right? But I do see movement. I see you moving to something different or something better, something that's going to make you really happy, walking away from a lot of negativity and a lot of drama, a lot of people that weigh you down and don't bring out the best in you, okay? So I hope you enjoyed this reading. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe. And until next time.